The Real Talk. I'm your host, Pastor Edward King, here again, once again, with our co-host, Mr. Milagro Spencer,
Amen.
who just celebrated his, what time this come on it'll be, but he just celebrated his birthday yesterday. And I told him, I said, you're getting old. And what
25
happened?
is still alive.
25 plus 10. No, plus 12.
It's more.
But how you doing, man?
I'm alive.
Hey, you got that right. Yeah, well, we back again. I went to Northwest this week. I didn't even get a chance to tell you that. I just said the school name. I was supposed to say the school name. Well, anyway, I went to the school this week to teach Bible study with a group of high schoolers. Mm-hmm. And walking into the classroom, I was only there, scheduled to stay there for an hour. Walking in that classroom reminded me that without the Lord, I can't do nothing. Mm-hmm. Them kids, I mean, God bless their hearts, but the innocence of life, God reminded me, you can't do this without me. I asked, there was three in particular ones. One said he started drinking when he was he started smoking when he was in the 5th grade. Then a girl right next to him said she started smoking when she was in the 4th grade. I thought that was it. Then a girl next to her said she started smoking when she was in the 3rd grade. Mm-hmm. And my attitude was like, okay, 3rd grade, 4th grade. It's like I need to slap myself in the reality that the way we grew up, the innocence of, and all that kind of stuff, those days are over with now, far from over with. And it's like our kids, and I left out of that school feeling like this. Our kids are experiencing things that we never had to experience. And I asked myself, I said, don't get me wrong, we went to church as a family, but the reality of Jesus has to be in you when you by yourself, when you're outside the church. So I'm asking myself, are the kids so far gone that it's normal for a 4th grader, 5th grader, and 3rd grader to be in this stuff, and it's just normal life? I don't get it, or I'm trying to get it, or you know what I'm saying.
You could never get it. And I hate when you do this generation thing.
We always argue about that.
Because I know you got brothers who started smoking young. Probably drinking. You don't know.
In 5th grade.
A lot of us did. And without even knowing. Like, all right, who in our community, brother, we took a note. We was buying cigarettes for our grandma at 8 years old. We was lighting the cigarette for them. Some of the curious kids took a puff as they were bringing it to their grandma.
Okay.
I've seen that so many times.
What?
It's like, even that. I remember me and my friend walking to Fontenelle, and he done stole a joint out of his mom's ashtray, and we was smoking it on our way to elementary school.
Y'all didn't get in trouble?
How? I mean, nobody knew. Nobody knew. How many things you got away with? Like you say, I can't believe you. Well, how many things could you say if you were to say, somebody say, I couldn't believe you did that? Nobody thought June did anything. And June was a monster.
Certain things a monster. That's funny. Certain things.
Yeah.
So we talked about this before too. How are you the parent in today's time?
It's any time. My dad always told me wild stories about even laying on train tracks and breaking in. Man, he was doing crazier stuff. Why do you think this stuff just happened? It been happening. Kids been having guns. It's just the accesses. What can't you access now? What can't you access? These dudes don't know how to get a job, but they could get a gun. It's everywhere. Now the question to me is, where's all this access coming from? How are people who can't even afford to get a transfer on the bus, how do they get access to military rifles? That's the question.
And getting access to those military rifles, you're destroying your own community with it.
It's the plan.
So if you had the power to say, hey, look, I'm going to say it, decree it, and it's going to happen, over any situation that you're challenged with. You work with juvenile. You work mainly with kids that are on probation. We work at a community center where kids come there. If you had the power to say it, decree it, and it come to pass, what would you do first as it pertains to either your area or expertise of working or what we're doing when it comes to with the kids?
You would have to answer that first.
Because it's hard. I think there would be mandatory. We got to have parent meetings to just let parents. We have to set up. And you had talked about this at the very beginning. Have a time where parents could just come and ask questions to like y'all tell me what's going on. Tell me, excuse me, tell me what I don't know about little Billy. What's happening in little Billy's world in 2026? You know what I mean? You know, educate me on the things that you see and experience. You know, they were talking about. They said, well, it ain't smoking now; it's vaping now.
Oh man, they do it everywhere.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know a lot about vaping, but what's the difference? Okay? Let me finish the question first. What would you mandate to say? Okay, if we're going to start addressing some of these issues, and we're going to start here with this.
You know, one thing I would do if I was a lawmaker. How they do car insurance, that's how I would do life insurance. It would be illegal. I would lock anybody up who doesn't have life insurance. It's the only one thing that's promised in life, and everybody living so far on the edge. Man, you're not gonna live how you want to live, and then want me to buy some fish to bury you.
That's interesting.
When the boy had 18 pair of Jordans, you know how many policies you could add? It's like, dang, we got to start. So I guess the answer to your question is, do you value your kids? Do you value your own life? Because this all taught behavior. People say whatever they want. I don't believe nobody is born evil. But I think we're all mentally ill, especially when you below the poverty line. Like the things we think is normal is insane. Like, man, we crazy. and that's why you say.
I'm not laughing. I'm laughing at the way you said that.
Because it took me 34 years of my life to understand I couldn't do this without God. It took me. I'm 35, looking like, dang, I was insane. But at the same time, I was realistic too, because a lot of us were living to die.
Explain that. You said that
we didn't plan on tomorrow. We just living for today. Sometimes we woke up and we mad we woke up. Like I had so many friends die by 19. Man, on my 18th birthday when I woke up, I cried. I cried, not because I'm happy to be alive, probably more so I'm like, dang, I ain't got much longer.
Is that hopelessness and despair that we always reference when kids feel like, you know, to your point, I don't have nothing to look forward to. I'm not excited about the future. I'm not excited about where my life is going. That's where that hopelessness kind of settles in on the hearts of young kids like that.
You know what? Because we don't. The hardest thing to be in the world, and it may be two. You can put it two parts. Is being a man with no example of a man. We don't know what a man is. We never seen a man. And a lot of women, it's the same. They don't know how to be a woman. So we just we grown boys. I know a lot of 50-year-old boys, 60-year-old boys. So it's like when you never had an example of a man, well, how do you be a man? Because some of our examples of a man is just getting locked up. So as long as we're not scared to go to jail, we a man. You can't tell us we a man. We're not a man. We don't know how to pay bills. We don't know how to work. Man, we was told not to work for the white folks. So if you wasn't selling dope or hustling in some type of way, you wasn't a man.
Do you see, and you don't have to give names, do you see that in a lot of your people that you grew up with?
All of us.
Their mindset is still don't know how to explain that.
I swear, and that's the problem. It's like, all right, now we the fathers, and I know that you stuck in your way. How can you lead somebody? I know people who want better for their kids, but like I said, it's all taught behavior. You could say all the right things. My dad always talked about college, and I promise you, if he didn't get that long stretch, all his kids would have been college students.
Yeah.
But see, we lost that. And once he was the only person we were scared of. So once we lost the person that had that fear in our life, and we lost our guide. So we went through life with no GPS. So wherever we land is where we land.
So you going through teenage years with a group of friends. Life wasn't perfect. You did several whatever things. At what point did you say, no, this is not going to be Milagro Spencer? I want to turn from this way and I want to go this way. At what point, or was there a point where you said in your life, man, I want more or I want something different for me?
Man, just life happened. If I'm being honest with you, it's scary. It's so scary too. Even to this day, it's like, dang, we're so comfortable in hell. I miss it to this day. I'll be lying to you. I miss the streets. It's just, I was never that stupid. Like, I know it was fake love.
Yeah.
But when you used to fake love, man, it feel good. It feels good.
Explain to our audience and say, what does he mean?
It's the woman who would stay with this man because he beat her, because she's so used to him, or he's good to the kids. He might be terrible to her, but he's good to the kids. She don't know if the next man is gonna be good to the kids. He may be good to her, but he don't like the kids. They not his kids. So you just stay where you're comfortable. It's staying in our comfort zone. We do it with our jobs. We do it in our relationships. We just stay in our comfort zone. Yeah, the bread might be higher at the store, but we've been going to the store for 40 years.
Yeah, I get that.
So it's just comfort zone.
You broke the mold. When I say broke the mold, you're happily married, right? You're a father. From what I've seen, you're a great uncle. You're loyal to your friends. Talk about when you said a couple months ago. You said that we didn't never see nobody on our block that was married. But you're married now. You're the man on the block that the kids look up to now. Talk about that.
Man, you know what? My homie Aaron Brown, man, he put that in perspective to me. He said, bro, you don't understand. Like, he told me this right after I got married. He said, man, you the definition of a black man. He said, bro, you married, been on a job a long time.
Yeah.
You don't cheat. You're dedicated.
Yeah.
He said, man, you could still be you. I'm like, I never thought about it. I said, well, nah, I'm gonna hang up this phone and put all this pressure on me.
What he's saying is they look up to you because you're showing us or showing them what they always wish that they could have seen.
And it's on accident. It's like people like you, and I mean, I got Joe, Daisy. It was always the people, even the woman that raised me. It's like the purest people are the people who just freely being themselves. Like it ain't no act. That's why I love it down at the Hope Center. So everybody there to me is authentic. You don't gotta like it. And when they preaching God, it's your natural talk. Y'all not trying to impress anybody, or y'all ain't even trying to convince anybody of it. It's like y'all walk it and y'all talk it. Anybody could talk it. It's so hard to walk it. And when you see people do it effortlessly, it's like, there go your testimony right there.
What I love about you is that whatever you were doing, only God knows all of that. right? You avoided the prison, you avoided the early death. But then what I love about you, you're not just thinking. You never just thought about you.
No.
Now it seems like if you can see an image of yourself, it's like you always reaching back trying to pull somebody else out of the water, out of the mud, out of the clay. And that's huge in today's time where people are so it's about me, selfishness and all that kind of stuff. It's like, so those kids that you work with, seeing what you've seen, and we talk about this a lot too, what drives you? I asked you this before too. What drives you to keep reaching back and reaching back, even when it gets discouraging? Because it does get discouraging. Because I mean, I heard Tyrell Taylor said this to me one time. He said that man, I'm only at that time. He said I'm only 30-some years old. It seemed like I've been to 40-some funerals of people that died under 20.
Hey, you grew up with.
He should have been. It just becomes a way of life. But he said mentally, it was starting to mess with his head, because he said there were several times where he was there when people got killed and that kind of thing. But for you, the reaching back, I don't think you can do anything else. I think once God puts that in your heart, and I said, okay, Milagro, go live on an island and pick your choice of any island that you want to go live on, to where things are perfect and you ain't got to worry about coming back again. You couldn't do it now because God has put it in your heart, that burden to help other people out of the water, the mud, and the clay.
Man, you could ask the people I grew up with. I've been like this my whole life. Been like this my whole life, straight up. It just,
God has given you His heart for people even before you knew that's what it was.
Because it's the world we gotta live in. I don't care if it's the kid on the corner, whatever. It's like, and me building a relationship with that guy and being something, he might be the one who saved my son's life. What does a mass shooter look like? Us, anybody.
Right.
So everybody, you be, and it might not even pay off in your life, but it's gonna pay off in your life. You're gonna save somebody's life. Because I mean, all of us is a second away from snapping. Don't judge my smile, don't judge my frown.
We'll talk about that later, because I got on Chris yesterday about being in a restaurant with a stoic, mean look. I said, how you gonna serve the customers, man? And you got that I don't want to be bothered look on your face.
That means you scared.
What do you mean?
Brother, this is a mask we wear. Everybody in the streets ain't tough. Matter of fact, 95% of them are cowards. Because
say that again. You said
everybody in the streets ain't tough. Matter of fact, it's 95% of them are cowards. It's like, who can't get tough when you're 30 deep? Right. But you know what? I'll tell you how much of cowards they are. Even after we give our life to prison, we almost lose our life in there. You scared to walk away because you don't know if you're a man by yourself. Your whole identity is wrapped up in this because you don't know who you are. And even for me, that was the scariest thing. It's like, all right, I've been living this way and my name is tied to this. So even when I walk away, I don't have that protection anymore, but the outsiders or the other side, they still look at me as that. Am I man enough to go out on my own?
We talked about that. How do you come from that life and still not be haunted by that life?
Oh, you will be. You will be, but it's like, because it's the same as, to be real, a gang member going to church. Man, they talk that talk in the building, but they put that Bible behind them. As soon as they leave, hey, what up, hood? They put that Bible behind they back. They don't even want people to know they're associated with church.
Married, successfully married. When I say successfully married, y'all working together, man, to keep this thing right. A lot of people don't know, but your brother-in-law coaches one of the top basketball organizations in our community, and this year you've been helping them, right? When the basketball, I don't think we talk about this. The basketball players and we talked about this before, but where the dads at? I notice we have one father, maybe two, that consistently come and watch your team. Your team is one of the top teams. Where the rest of the boys' fathers at? And I mean, we ain't putting we ain't putting calling names and not like that. But where do you think they are, and why aren't they there to ride the success or celebrate little Bobby shooting 20 for 30 from the 3-point line? You know what I mean? It's like where they at?
Trying to find themselves. Man. So most of us got daddy issues. And these kids, one thing about these kids, they're not holding their tongue. So everybody will be challenged by their kid.
What do you mean by that?
They're gonna act. You want to go generation to generation? This generation, the old generation was do as I say, and you bet not ask why. These kids, before they do anything, they want to know why. And they're not even trying to disrespect you. They just want to know why. It got to make sense. They not do as I say.
What if dad is not there, then you don't get that why answer.
Exactly. They ain't going. But my thing is, shoot, I'm the one asking why. My son got so much information coming at him. They smarter than us. So when he asks a question, I ask why.
Yeah, you ask him why.
Because he might put me up on something. I'm like, man, you know what? You is right. Why should he have to wash them dishes when we got a dishwasher? He right about that.
Because I said so. Get in there. The team, the players, your brother-in-law have been doing this for years. And you had mentioned before about that he pays out of his pocket. Can you talk a little bit about, okay, if Bobby wants to play on team pressure, what is that? What is the cost? We gotta
save that question for him.
Okay.
But you know, it's like you. In this, as long as you've been doing this, I know you have took plenty of money out your household. Just sometimes when this stuff is on our heart and it's our passion, I'm not even gonna lie. When you really passionate about something, you will put that stuff. It will jeopardize your marriage. Because your woman just have to understand I'm walking with purpose. Because you would do something that you know for your relationship. It's not in benefit of your relationship. It could actually ruin your relationship.
That's saying, which he ain't gonna say this, that's buying a kid that's not yours tennis shoes, or taking them out to eat, or doing those extra things. When you say taking out of your house for the other ones, I heard a guy say one time, he says, man, make sure that you take care of your kids. And he said, if at all possible, he said, take care of their friends too. And what I got, what he was saying was that, to your point about he said, when I take care of their friends too, I'm not their dad, but you're playing that role. You're helping the whole community rise up when you do that. What good is it if my son and it was just me and my son, my son got the shoes, got the clothes, which all that ain't important, but he has the support, and his friend across the street is standing around looking, wishing that he had the support, and we keep driving right past him. There was times in my life where I wish that I had that support, and I would see other kids with their fathers, and there were many times people drove right past me. But I mean that was the way it was at the time. But it wasn't until later on in life God brought these particular men in my life that were said, okay, hey, Mr. Perry, for example, he used to be the principal at North High School years ago, and he was our summer track coach, and he said that, hey, Ed, I want you to ride with us. Him and his family. And I looked at him, it was like, I was kind of hesitant at first, because it was like, why are you asking me to ride with you and your family to the track meets? But what happened, man, when I started doing that, I never told him, but I sat in the back of that van, man, like I was one of the Perrys. And it made me feel like I was really a part of, to watch his dad and watch his mom and his sister and his brothers, them all in the van. I longed for that connection, and then when it sparked something in me, I didn't know that God was using that, but later used that for me to be able to be that for other people, you know.
Man, I got a dear friend of mine who has been incarcerated for over 18 years of his life, and he's free right now. And I broke him down to tears the other day because, man, I just want to be the person that just be who you is with me. All that old tough guy stuff and all that, bruh. Hey, we're gonna break that down because we all men at the end of the day,
Right.
but we all scared of something. And then when he was talking about the gang life and how we both walked a very similar path, but he said, "Bro, I'm gonna tell you the difference between you and me." He said, "You knew how to be yourself, and I did anything to fit in." And little did he know, he was the partner everybody wanted to be like. But the problem with life is we don't see ourselves.
You didn't see yourself. I've heard that.
Man, I be putting on 90 pounds. I don't see myself. I walk past mirrors all the time. I don't look at myself. So I don't know what I look like.
That's it. That, you know what? That has to be continued. Our time is almost up. Any quick closing remarks?
Now just be yourself. You are enough. And your biggest enemy is you. You. It's you versus you. That's life.
There was a teaching that we did several years ago called Overcoming Yourself. And all of the principles of what he just said is found out in that statement. Man, there's always so much more with us too. I'm Pastor Edward King. This is Mr. Milagro Spencer. Until next week, thanks for watching Real Talk. And remember, walk by faith, not by sight. That was, yeah. That's crazy.